cast us aside, marked by darkness and light. Born of the chapter curse, left in endless war to watch tormentors of the Imperium, bound to fate we never sought. We wield the Emperor's will, yet salvation slips away. For hope haunts our steps, but doom leads our way. Through blood and fire we'll march, for sorrow scars our core. Bound in golden armor, we're cursed forevermore. Tormentors call, both sword and tear we raise. For hope's a fleeting ember, yet still we fight and praise. When the tyrants came for us, we fought in bitter rows, holding worlds in silent grief against unnumbered foes. At the siege of Occludus, we bled 1,000 scars, left in hell's embrace beneath the damned stars. Though brothers fell like rain, we stood though torn and worn. For in the heart of death, our souls are battle born. Through blood and fire we'll march, for sorrow scars our core. Bound in golden armor, we're cursed forevermore. Tormentors call, both sword and tear we raise. For hope's a fleeting ember, yet still we fight and praise. In the yellow of betray, we stood though torn and worn. For in the heart of death, our souls are battle born. To protect and defend, though redemption eludes. Our fate carved in sorrow, our wounds old and crude. We are the lamenters, burdened with endless pain. Fighting on in shadows, our history burdened in vain. Cursed by the black rage, the red thirst's cruel embrace, we walk the line of ruin, yet refuse disgrace. At the maelstrom's edge, our brothers paid in blood, scattered ashes and dust in a galaxy-wide flood. The banner war marked us, forsaken by our kin, but still we carry on, atoning for our sin. Beneath the Emperor's gaze, we ask for peace denied. For every victory claimed, 100 tears are cried. We hold the Emperor's light in hands scarred and torn, guarding humanity's hope, though our souls are worn. For the chapters curse us, the Inquisition casts blame, but we walk the path of sorrow in the Emperor's name. In the yellow of betray, we stood though torn and worn. For in the heart of death, our souls are battle born. To protect and defend, though redemption eludes. Our fate carved in sorrow, our wounds old and crude. We are the lamenters, burdened with endless pain. Fighting on in shadows, our history burdened in vain. At the maelstrom's edge, our brothers paid in vain, accursed by the black rage and blame. At the maelstrom's edge, our brothers paid in blood, scattered ashes and dust in a galaxy-wide flood. The banner war marked us, forsaken by our kin, but still we carry on, atoning for our sin. Remember our oath as we fall and rise once more, bound in speak our humanity evermore. Our name we fade in time.
Alright. Looks like we're live. Make sure my audio's good. There we go. Check. Audio. There it goes. Alright, so now you're not being blinded by everything on your computer. Alright. So we're going to start this evening off with... Okay. Start the evening off with putting the Lunar Desert texture paint on the base for this Executioner, which is finished. So we will need belong up there, you belong in the drawer. Need this guy. Nope. There we go. The tools for this. Gamma. There you go. I mean, I'm like halfway through that. I do. Is it not coming through? I see it active on the it should. Is this one? Okay, that's the one that makes it louder. Can you hear it? Maybe I'm just too quiet. Possibly. I mean, we could just get you some like actual speakers. You can like mount them on the wall to get them out of the way. Now I'm working on getting this texture paint all over the top of these rocks. There we go. Okay. That's weird. Alright, so we got the textured paint on. Let's get it sit and dry. I'll close this up. That'll do it.
For the Emperor!
Howdy, CDs. 1 second. She's in her running pose. The Lula is dreaming of chasing bunnies, or chasing the cheese that's on the floor in front of her. Alright, so since yesterday we finished off this Executioner. I just did the top part of his base, so once this is dry, then I'll do a little bit of touch-up paint, and then it'll be ready for resin. Ooh, what box? What box CDs? What did you pick for her, or did she pick? Emperor's Children. Very nice. They are colorful. They look very cool. So now, I did a little start of the contrasting on this guy here with the Cygor Brown, but pretty much we're going to be on the Cygor Browning. Howdy, howdy, Demon Slayer. Scarecrows has had some tough fights against Emperor's Children's. Supposedly that's a decent Battle Force box, if I remember correctly. Okay, it was one of the ones that people liked a lot. So is that the one that comes with Fulgur? Or is that another one? No, the Demon Prince. Okay. That's what I was thinking. So you get a nice little centerpiece model. The Demon Prince. You got... Noise Marines. Yeah. I hope it comes to the Noise Marines. It's a mainstay of the Emperor's Children's forces. No, it's not really, but... Now you gonna sell your soul and get her a Defiler? It's not just the amount of minis. It's like minis you're gonna use. It's like there was a combat patrol for Militarum that was it was a decent deal for the minis, but they weren't ones you really used. So it was very niche, and it didn't do very well because of that. Like the Chaos Knight battle force is all the War Dogs, which was like, okay, yeah, I actually would use it all. I meant the not for its gameplay capabilities, but just selling your soul because no one seems to have them and requires, bargaining a firstborn to an eldritch deity to get your hands on one. And it's a strong in game, but it's not crazy strong. They're just really, good looking and thus impossible to get. To me, if you're going to bargain with an eldritch deity, you might as well get something worth it. If you're not too distracted, wife, if I say anything fantastically stupid, can you clip it? I need more clips for YouTube. Thank you. Mechanum's got some hard hitters to wipe a Defiler. Is it Skitarii? The servitors that have the tank treads with the guns. Demonettes. Demonettes are fun. and significantly easier to get than a defiler. I think it was no, it's the horrors that people were saying was actually going to work well with Chaos Knights. It's not the demon, it's the horrors, because the horrors do all the Battle Shock shenanigans. My army's all about the Battle Shock and shenanigans. So you guys gonna make it a husband-wife painting or crafting sessions now? Excuse me. Scrape this off here. There we go. I have a green dot, but I haven't touched green paint. Alright, that's new. I have a green spot in my hand. It's like the black spot, but, you know, for responsibilities. Maybe? Up for 35 hours. 35 hours! That is the, hey, you should go the fuck to sleep. Alright, CDs. You see this book? You should read this book. Right now. This is a real book. You could look this up, and I'm sure I could find video of me reading it. I can also find you a video of Sam Jackson reading it. And, I mean, his voice puts mine to shame in magnitudes, but go the fuck to sleep. Or Morgan Freeman. Sorry, not Sam Jackson. I thought it was Sam Jackson that read it. Did Morgan Freeman do it too? But yeah, I used to. It was Sam Jackson? Okay. I used to do a bunch of VR stuff, and part of what I did was read stories to people. And this is one of my favorite stories I would read to people. I can see both, honestly. I think Morgan Freeman reading it would be beautiful, and Sam Jackson reading it is just appropriate. But yes, yeah, it is worth its weight in gold. That's gonna sit over here for the moment. But yeah, CDs. Take it from someone who suffered from chronic insomnia for a large portion of my life. Go the fuck to sleep. Is there a reason for this endurance of staying awake? Well, I appreciate the dedication, but I also sleep deprivation. I mean, I am flattered. You feel my stream is more important than sleeping. You can put me on in the background and you will fall asleep. Like, you mean, if we're in the car, like doing a road trip or something, if I'm talking to the wife, the kid is done. She'll just be like, eh. I have that ability. I can absolutely talk people to sleep. But it's just not get too excited and just let my voice relax and drop down a bit. And then I'll tell you the wonderful stories of corporate construction accounting for a very boring project that I work on. Every day my job consists of opening Excel and wondering why was I selected to be tortured in such a way in life? Why did Microsoft feel its need to burden me with such a task? Howdy, Mano. Good morning to you. What's up, Eli? Good evening to you, since we're all over the world right now. Exciting and stressful. Sleep, it's been a thing since someone was diagnosed with DMD. Fair enough. 2.4 million. God damn, that's a lot of money. And that's fair, CDs. I hope you're able to get some rest. And I'm right there with you, Mano. It's been a day. Not a bad day, but it's just a busy day. We ended up having to, we pulled the trigger on wifey's new streaming / art computer today. So. Yeah, a bit of an ouch. We were expecting it, and I saw a decent deal at a store out here called Micro Center. So they have kind of their own brand of pre-builts where they build it. So it's a pretty beefy desktop. I don't remember which Intel processor it has, but it's got a 5070 graphics card in it, 64 gigs of RAM, which was the expensive portion, 2 terabyte NVMe, 850 watt power supply, so it's got all the juice, and room for expansion, which we've already started. We just needed the excuse me. We added in the HDMI capture card. Yeah, pretty much. It is a business expense, so. And it should last a long fucking time because that is a pretty monster system at the moment. So. But it should be way the heck faster. No more annoying camera glitching because we were overusing the resources on the old computer. So. It's got a decent, it's not a like top Intel processor, but it's a decent one. It's not like one of them. We saw this crazy like, oh, this is beautiful, $6,000. Yeah, that's not, no. They also had a 37-inch curved, not 37. It was 47. It was a fucking monster curved computer monitor, like bigger than my desk. It was insane. We did not get that. Nowhere to put that. If anyone's watching and enjoying the music, you can click that link right there and go to Mano, who created the music and has been so generous to let me play it constantly, which I appreciate. What's Quitter talk? That we have nowhere to put that monitor. You want me to go buy the monitor? Look up that monitor. Go tell me how big it is. Honestly, I don't remember. It's a PC game out for old stuff. 5070 and 9700, 32 gigs of RAM. 9803, 64 gigs of RAM, 5080. All right, hon, can you click on your new box and tell me what the processor is? Or it's on the box. You can look down here on the box here. I don't remember. That sounds like a decent rig there, CDs. All right. I'd have to if two things. Can you look on your PC? Go under if you open up the search window and just type my PC, it should come up with like its specs. And then we're trying to figure out. I don't remember the size of that monitor. Actually, or do I have your computer still in the link here? No, I closed it. Bluetooth being stupid. Okay. Oh, a sec. Air horn sound effect. Power specs. Standing it. No, what's in that one? That's it. It is a Core Ultra 72 Core Ultra 7 270K. So that's fair. So CDs, it's a Ultra 7 270K Intel for the processor. And then we went with the 64 gigs of RAM because she ends up having so much stuff running during the stream that I wanted to make sure it had bandwidth to spare. Eli, I would say go with this. If you just want something small form factor and you can play it on your TV, it's still decent bang for the buck. The Steam Machine. And it's not the cheapest thing out there, but it's upgradable. You can run Windows on it if you want. But it'll run all that stuff and hook directly up to your TV. That's fair. Well, it's not. There's no pre-order. It's out for the Steam machine. You can just buy it. People are already getting them. Go for it. CDs. I love fun picks of all this stuffs. You know, people are getting. Oh, it's not the pre-orders that's doing the thing where you got to get in a queue to get it. Because people are getting them. Because there's already people faking negative reviews. There was a guy that's like, I got mine and hit the red line of death, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, no, that was actually complete garbage. Yeah, it's a ticket thing to prevent scalpers. And it works. But so far that like it worked well for the controller. Or the second round of the controllers. But I guarantee you this thing's, when you're ready to buy it, it'll still be out there. Ain't gonna run out. But also don't expect the Total War, the Dawn of War to be too crazy intense. Like you don't need. Is that my Discord or is that your Discord? That's my Discord. Okay. Fancy computer build. Ooh, I like the box. Thank you. The phone's right over here. I like that case. It's a cool wood grain thing in the front. Yeah, Jersey. Eli, I'll text you if you really want to get a Steam machine. Let me know. If you're gonna do that. If not, I can highly recommend Micro Center. Papa Nurgle's gone crumping and scrap. We had to fight. I am close to the 200. Not super motivated. Fair enough. Hello there, Alfarius Hydromanitsis. Who's that? Papa Nurgle, 69420, gone crumping. Into scrap. We died fighting, so that don't count as proper defeat. More Zoggin and Gubbins for Wog. That's a goner. That's Orc. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lots. Hello, peoples. Welcome to Chaos Knights.
What's that? Papanergal 69,420 gone and crumped it in the scrap? Well, he died fighting, so that don't count as a proper defeat. More Zoggin Gubbins for Dawa. Now that, he's a goner.
He said that really well, actually. I'm kind of impressed. I am Alfarius. I am Alfarius. Welcome to my stream. I am working on crazy custom Chaos Knights. At the moment, I'm doing the base contrasting on this War Dog Executioner. It will end up looking a lot like this War Dog Executioner, as I kind of do them in the themes. The Chaos Knights are very Khorne themed, And up there is the Night Tyrant with all his bloodletters coming out. And here's the rest of the family chilling on the table. Okay, got your wired speakers. That's fair. I'm guessing Orc is a fan of the Orcs, and Alfarius is, intimate. Yeah. Now, are you Alfarius or are you? Oh my God. Oh goodness. You only have 30 more absolute missions in Space Marine 2 until what? Like there's an achievement for dominating the game? Because I could see both. I could see that. Oh, the capes. All right. Let me know what you guys are working on if you're working on anything. After I get this, finds out the meaning of life. So speaking of the meaning of life, I heard a little something about Hitchhiker's Guide that I did not know, specifically in regards to the meaning of life. So, apparently, I did not know this, but apparently Douglas Adams was a big computer nerd and a programmer as well, a bit, which makes complete sense. The Hitchhiker's Guide kind of has that vibe. So in the computer programming language, or if this is true, they would use the number 42 to represent the ASCII character in like some basic stuffs. Well, the ASCII character was always put in as whatever you want it to be. So when the computer, Deep Thought, tells them what the meaning of life is 42, it's telling him the representation of the ASCII character, or whatever you want it to be. Which I hope that's true. I heard it, and I'm like, I'll do a little bit of reading and research to see if I can verify that, because that sounds like fun. And that sounds like something Douglas Adams would do. Because he was big on having fun with it. To the point where he wrote the television series from the BBC different than the book intentionally. And he did the screenplay for the movie, which he also did it different intentionally. To represent the Heart of Gold rewriting reality and probability whenever it was used. So, which is just fun. Oh, Eli. Slight update. There's a cool story that he picked. See, that's where I had hoped it was the case, but I could also believe it not being the case. So I want to do some research. I could see either one being true. I've read those books enough times. Anywho, Eli, we will be making a trip to California in the near future. I don't have a date yet, though. So, my brother's finally proposed and we'll be getting hitched. So, we'll be heading out that way forward to weddings. Once I get more details, I'll let you know. So, See, my brother is the one who turned me on to Hitchhiker's Guide. I have that the book I have is actually was originally his copy. My ultimate guide, to the point where at our wedding, you have wired speakers up there? Huh. Forgot we had those. But at our wedding,
WAGH.
that was a fantastic failure. I think you got to do it as one word. That was good though. But at our wedding, which was over 18 years ago now, clipping that sounds good. Our brother gave us the towels because you always got to have a towel. It's better this way. All right. Rune Fang. The squig is doing squiggy things today. $10 streak. That's diggity. Thank you. I very much appreciate that. Dang it, I was hoping Scarecrows would be here because I wanted him to see. Well, let me postpone. Let me set that one off the side. I can work on these. I wanted him to see the. I got to do that too. The dry brushing and the contrasting. So, trying to coach him a little bit on his paintings. Get what he wants. Because I know he had talked about his. He wanted his Space Wolves to be like lighter color. So. So we do a heavy dry brush coat of a Rune Fang Silver on the black primered items. Because we're going to hit them with the Flesh Tears contrast. Problem is this guy is small. Fortunately, my source for bits did not come through today. So, the greatest WOG to be uttered. Yes. So we'll be hoping. Well, I know he's got the stuff. I'll have the rest of it next week. Which I'm probably going to order the gauntlet for the Knight Lancer, because that's the one thing he wasn't sure. He said that one would be a tall order. So. So I'll have to order that bit off of eBay. Evilbays. Oh, goodness. Heavy bit of dry brush. Refresh my paint. Do what? Skulls. I didn't. Oh, you set up the Steam Deck button. So my wife has this weird obsession that if every time I say the name of a certain paint, she has to reply with skulls for the Skull Throne. Exactly. Blood for the blood god. So I use that technical paint heavily on these guys because it's the wet. It dries with a wet red blood effect. So absolutely makes it more efficient. So it works. Gives it the nice blood effect. Oof, that is dirty. You're 100% more efficient at your presentations for corn. All right. Well, sorry, scarecrows. I need to get this done. One question: if you eat a bunch of corn, does the toilet become the sculpt room? That was not the air horn, and I heard that. It does sound like a fun orc and squig, though. Jersey. I'll do. It gives me the idea for an orc and squig comic. I'll have to work with the wife on. Actually, now it gives me an idea for two tacos. Or two tacos. Two tacos. Where did the tacos come from? I haven't had anything to drink tonight. What the hell? Maybe that's what I need. Alright, so we got the dry brush pretty well on there. Alright. I have silver hands. I'm Cyberpunk. Silver hand. Is this anything even left in this one? No, there's still a little bit in there. Tiny bit of Psycho Brown. I even got the other one ready for it because I thought I was going to need more Psycho Brown. Hey, amazing wife, can I pester you for some water? Fresh water, that is, for this. My water's kind of dirty. Yeah, this is not very clean. You've used clean water to get this clean, brush clean. Thank you. The water is filthy. Papa Nurgle done struck the waters. Yeah. Huh? Thank you, beautiful. Okay, cool water. Oof. Banana. And then you have to make the tribute. So I gotta do a little bit of Psycho Brown on that because I missed that. Melt a gun. this done up. And once this is dry, I can try to brush a little bit on this. Not much though, 'cause it's a small piece. Should grab some peaches. Let me think about that. I'll go for some peaches. Peaches for you. So what's Puppers doing? She's awake. She just got a piece of banana. Right, Lulas? Are you happy you got the bananas? She looks so very lost at the moment. Lula? Yeah, hi. Looking over this way. Can't see me, though. Okay, we're going to snuggle on the blanket. She shouldn't be confused. This one's almost empty, too. I've got 2 more contrasts almost done. I did refill my Fulgrims. That's Emberstone. My Fulgrim pink, which is much brighter pink. Are you playing air horn emotes up there? Hearing stuff. Confused. I'm lost. Okay. Like, what the fuck's going on? Trying to find the if you're that gassy and it's sounding that way. Alright then. Go away. That's impressive. Alright, that's it. Nope, they're working. Fantastic. You're clipping that. Clipping what, that, if you're tooting that much, the gas, it's impressive? Alright then. Or my confusion at the honking noises coming from upstairs. Both are valid. So now that I've got the dry burst on silver, I run a light coat of this Flush Tears red over it. Making sure to get it into all the little corners on the armor bits. Attempt to air horn. Okay. Don't have to worry too much about getting over the trim pieces because I'm going to be painting the trim over with a much more solid color. So. Okay, to the next panel. I need to sounds like an ooga horn now. We're trying to find that air horn emote for you, Eli. And then an ooga horn? Alright. These are the fun effects that make my wife jump and scream when you guys use points on her streams. Can make the dog confused. All the fun stuffs. So I almost bought the Kyphus Kane model today. I was looking at the using the Foghorn Networks. I saw it at the GW store when I went there today. I was like, I already have one Commissar that I haven't painted up for an army I don't have. So I was like, do you want a second Commissar? And Kyphus Kane is a fun one, though. So, dude, we'll see about that. Maybe just because the models, it's a cool looking model. I'll give it that. Goodness. Button. Here it goes. Yeah, we'll have it. Oh, Orcs followed. Why didn't I get the notification? Orc 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lots followed. I didn't get the pop-up on that, unless I totally missed it. Or he followed after the stream or something. So I've been trying to figure that out. Like, sometimes I get notifications for follows, and sometimes I don't. Anyway, Orcs, if you're still here, thank you for the follow. If you want to keep up with what happens when I'm not streaming with these guys, you can check me out on Blue Sky. I post my daily updates there for the hobby streaks, which I am at day 97, I think, of working a little bit, at least a little bit every day. Some days, a lot. Some days, not so much. It's usually around there, at least 30 minutes, I would say. That's probably fair. I'm always trying to get a little bit in every day. Some days I get a bit more. I guess you'll see a lot of progress. So that puts me at 15 away though to 200. That's pretty good, I think. It's more than I expected. And I get to talk to some fun folks. Hopefully CDs has decided to get some sleep. I hope. Where you going, puppers? Excuse me. Is there too many pillows on that corner of the couch now? You can't get up there? There's too many pillows on that side of the couch now. I smell toast. Are you making toast? You did make toast. Okay. With the croissant bread? God damn, that's good stuff. So if anyone has the sourdough? Okay. If anyone has a Costco membership, at least at the Costco by us, they have this croissant loaf. It's just a loaf of bread and sliced up, but it's made out of, like, I'm guessing they use, the batter, or not the batter, the dough for croissants and the way it's like flaky and folded, and it's super buttery. You don't have to do anything to it, and it is fucking delicious. And like I'm using it for sandwiches and shit. This stuff is good. Oh my god, I don't normally buy the bread at Costco because we don't go through it that quickly. But this only comes in 2 loaves, which we'll get through most of it in a week. But yeah, the croissant loaf. It is damn delicious, and I highly recommend it. Makes a great sandwich. You know what I haven't picked up in a while? I guess I should pick up some salmon, some smoked salmon for the daughter. The dog's being weird. And this is what everyone's here for, is the cute puppers. Right? Yes, you are cute puppers. Oh. Gonna snuggle under blankets. Oh, good. People are here for that. Who the poopers. She nuzzles into the blankets. She is. She was cone free yesterday. She's been cone free for a few days now. She has not picked at her tail in the slightest and is in pretty much healing up. So she is a cone free poopers. Oh, good. Yeah, she's been much happier, much more energetic since the removal of conage. Much more happy puppies. Yep. Where are you going? You're messing with the shot. There's no sense in having a Lula cam if there's no Lula in the cam. Yeah, we'll turn that off. Since she's, Yes? She's just staring in the kitchen. I guess she's getting water. If the child was down here, that's where she's looking in the kitchen. Ow, 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 stop stabbing me. Okay, so that is that, contrast it up. So I'll check the chassis. Chassis still got a few spots that need to dry, so we'll work a little on the base. Maneuver around as we hear motorcycles go by. We'll move over here and work on the base a little bit. We'll get the blue done on the base. Just got to get this red out of this brush because I want to take care of me brushes. Okay. Alright, so as for my bases, if anyone has been here while I've done this before, I can work on the bloodletter too. I'd start off the base, as you can see it over here, the blue. It is a Lutheran blue layer on all the spots that are going to be underneath the ice. It has this kind of a, since all the resins I'm using, even dyed, are pretty translucent, so I need to put down a base color to help it look more icy. So I want this kind of lighter bluish Lutheran blue. I do need a bigger brush for this. Going to need a bit more Lutheran blue, apparently. Did not get enough. This will be the underneath, the resin will be dyed with a Iron Ray Painter speed paint of Raging Sea color. But still need good solid base underneath it. So these bases are a pretty 4 or 5 step process. It's relatively involved. Because first you gotta cut the cork out and glue it on how I want it to be for the rocks after positioning the knight the way I want them. Which for most of these wasn't too terrible, but the tyrant there ended up building his legs with a sticky tack to kind of hold him in place while I positioned it, because to figure out where I needed the cork to be. And I wanted to get the legs and the hips, and then I had to get it out and level it up. So that one was a bit more involved. But anyway, so take the cork, get it on here. Then once it's in position, it's glued down and secured to the base using super glue. I then have to coat them completely in Elmer's glue, which seals the cork to prevent it from absorbing the resin. As my first round of this, it absorbed a bunch of resin. So I kept having to pour more resin to stop it from doing that. So it reached its capacity. And once that's done, then I can primer it. And that's where they're at here. And I'm going to do the base coat of this blue. Trim the edges in black of the rocks. There we go, that worked out. Then after that's done, then it gets the textured gray paint with the rocky texture in it. Then a quick cleanup on the paint. And then it's ready for resin. So, yeah, it's a bit involved. So, alright, we go back to this. We're going to do the base coats on the bloodletter here. And this bloodletter is going to be on the ground next to the executioner, the war dog. Sounds like a good time there, Jersey. So we're doing a base coat of a corn red on the bloodletters. Go figure. Slather on a little heavy, but how's the computer working up there, hon? Still playing with all the settings and everything? Fair enough. You gonna do a new layout or? She wants to, but it's mainly a work computer. We send reminiscent of those air horn from Twitch days of old. Fair enough. You get your cheese? You put your cheese on the pillow? You know, you're just sitting there wagging your tail at me. That's a good girl. Did you chew on your cheese stick? No, we just wanted it on the pillow with us. She got up and put the cheese thing on the pillow, but didn't actually chew it. She just wanted it to be near her. Maybe she's afraid it's going to wander off? I don't know. This is true. Cheese wandering away is an absolute something they're afraid of. after this, and the wedge of the chassis will be dry enough for me to start working on that some more. So. And you throw new cheese on the floor. Oops. What are you doing? What? Why are you barking at me? What's going on? What are you oofing about? Do you need to go outside? You gotta go downstairs. Lula? Yes? Do you need to go outside? Can you check and see if she needs to go outside, please? We're gonna get a wonderful shot of her butt. No, we're gonna climb back on the pillow. Well, you just needed to let us know.
Are you pleased with your choice?
I don't know what's going on. We're all confused by the dog. So, if you appreciate my dog's inability to be normal, that means you'll probably like Orc and Squig, a comic about an orc and his pet Squig. Squig is based heavily on that crazer. And her desire to be a pain in the butt. Right, pain in the butt. So, anywho, all right. So let's get back onto the chassis. Let's take a quick look at the contrast. I don't really see any. I'm not seeing any wet spots, so it looks like we're good for dry brushing on this. Fantastic. So we're going to dry brush it with more Runefang Silver, which has been like my go-to silver dry brush color. Despite the fact that it's called dry brushing, your brush does need to be a little wet. Not very wet, but just a little bit. Okay. And away we go. I do a little. So the Cygor brown underneath. The dry brushing with the Runefang Silver gives it this nice rusted look. So we do. Just do a nice dry brush over with it. Okay, a little bit more paint. Another leg. edges. Excuse me. Apologize for coughing there, folks. Still getting over this cough that I think stemmed from odd allergic reaction. Switch to the smaller dry brush in a moment because some of these little areas are going to be kind of hard to get at. I want to get as much done with the bigger dry brush as I can, just for ease of everything. More paint. Okay. It's a bit too heavy. As far as if I go a little too heavy on the dry brush, I can always just hit it with a little Cygor brown right over it again. Go. That's not bad. There. Okay, there we go. Dry brushed up. That's the chassis. Highlighted up a bunch. So we'll get on a little bit of detail now. Okay, brush is clean. Go back over there. All right, so. And these are dry, so I can actually jump over here. And I was using Screaming Bell for the trim on these guys as well. I think it turned out kind of nice. I like it. So, just mixing up the paint. Boob cam. See how filthy the water is. That's after it was cleaned out once. Boob cam. Boop. Alright. Whoosh goes the boob cam. Alright, so... do this trim up and the screaming bell. Whoosh goes the boob cam. Yep. Boob cam is very whooshy. If her boobs are whooshy, that's I'd question what's going on. I don't think your boobs should whoosh though. Seems questionable? I don't know. Name it. Hold on a sec. Get a little bit of paint off that trim. Yeah. Got it. Okay. And a little bit of paint get where it shouldn't. So it's able to get it off with a brush. Twitch is being weird. I'm watching my viewer count like bounce. It's like high, low, high, low. It's weird. Twitch being twitchy. Alright, so we get one side done. Set that down. Hello, fish with legs. Do you recommend assembly before paint or after? It depends. Fish with legs. Well, thank you very much for the compliment. I appreciate that. These guys, I am painting, partially assembling, then painting. And I would say it depends on the model. Like some of the more simple stuff, like I see a lot of people assemble their Marines, except for like the heads or the faces, and paint them. For my Marines, like these Dark Angels, these guys were fully assembled before painting. I was fine doing that for them. But I think it depends heavily on the models. Like these guys, because they had big armor pieces and like getting to like they're magnetized. Getting to the stuff up under here would have been a nightmare with this on here. So for all my knights, I do the chassis, because I'm also doing the chassis as a different color. So the chassis here, I paint this up, assemble this, and paint that up, and then the armor I'm doing separately. Like here's final results. And then I'm doing the bases separate because these bases are very involved as well. So I'd say it depends heavily on what you're doing and kind of how custom you want to go with it. Like if you're just going to be running a bunch of basic troops and stuff, where you're not too worried about them being, highlighted models, I would say. If it's easy to get to all the bits, absolutely you can assemble them then painting. Dungeon Spear, Salamanders, the first stringer from 3 or 4 games. That is awesome. And again, thank you for the compliment. Painting like me, I will not say I'm like Golden Demon quality or anything, because I am not by far. I paint enough to be that I'm happy with it, but I have been in this hobby since '94. So there's quite a few years of painting, and I've got plenty of models that this guy's been repainted at least once, maybe twice, honestly. And this is one of my first models. I think you can still see the year 92 down there. But, hey, I keep him just the way he is. I've got another one so I can try painting it now. But I keep him just the way it is to be a reminder, hey, this is where you start. Start off there. But salamanders are fun. They got a lot of cool stuff. But the best thing for painting is practice. Keep going at it. Keep trying new stuff. These Chaos Knights, I went crazy with the bases as far as the most complex bases. A lot of fire I've ever done. They're multiple steps of resin pours with cork buildup for rocks and things, and to make this frozen, like they're running across a rocky glacier, basically, or a frozen lake. But it's going to come down to practice more than anything else. Try new stuff, try new techniques. For Marines, you can slap chop them pretty easy to get just basic stuff and get a fieldable army that looks surprisingly good, actually, with slap chop stuff. A lot of people hate it, but it's actually an easy way to work it. There's something to take into account. And I go to a Warhammer store every week, usually to hang out and paint and try and get a game in here and there. Haven't had much luck because it's been so busy. They just haven't had any tables free. But anywho, I see games played a lot while I'm there. And to have an army that is, even if you feel it's not great, if it's fully painted, you're already like leagues above everybody else. Having a fully painted army, kill team, anything, what you're playing, makes a huge, huge difference. I have a fully painted Chaos Dwarf Spearhead for Age of Sigmar. And I've got not too much more to finish on the rest of them. And then I'm happy with how they look. And when I had that Spearhead on the table, fully painted, people were like, ooh, yeah, look, it just gives you this nice feeling, like, having it done. Even if it's not great, you'd be amazed how much better it is than staring at leagues of gray plastic. That's a tough as hell question. I don't know, honestly. I'm having a lot of fun with the Chaos Knights here. These are very different than all the other armies I have. Like, I have a Grey Knight army, but that was for 4th edition, so they're not really playable anymore because they're all the wrong models. But I really do like, I think I find fun in all, like, I can look at any army and be like, there's some awesome shit in that one. There's some awesome shit in that one. Chaos Knights came. The reason I picked Chaos Knights for my 11th edition army that I'm going to main for when the store gets a league going is I wanted something different than what I've done. Big stompy robots is something I haven't done before. And I ended up getting a really good deal on their Battle Force, which has been kind of out of print for a bit. So I was like, all right, that's my motivation to do this. Like, I'd also considered doing a guard armor army, like Bane Blades and stuff. Or Imperial Knights was also something I considered. I just want something different for me for this round. I did follow the Chaos. I do have Chaos Dwarves, and I've been playing Chaos Dwarves since, they originally had, when it was Warhammer Fantasy. The Chaos Dwarves have been around a long time. Their book is somewhere down here. That's my Gothic Annual. That's my Eldar Codex. Yeah. Been playing Chaos Dwarves since, the hats were really, really just dumb. Like, wow. I mean, technically I am a Chaos Dwarf. I'm short. I cause trouble. But yeah, I am a Chaos Dwarf. I drink a lot. The beard did get trimmed down for stuff, but I'm growing it back in. It's going to get long again. But yeah, I like all the armies. Like every my problem with armies right now, Fisher Legs, is that every time I look at an army, I'm like, ooh, I want to do this with them. Like, I've got the Armageddon box. It's sitting right up here. And we'll be doing orcs with it. I'll be using the Marines for the Dark Angels. But the orcs are going to be themed orcs based off of Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. Because I tend to have bad ideas like that. We came up with one of these streams last week, I think it was. We came up with the idea of doing a zombie guard army. It would be fun. Kid bashing all your guard to be zombies. Just be cool looking. Salamanders. I'm thinking Chaos Dwarves from Grey Knight. Brand new as a nerd. I want to make an insane army. Spent like 2 weeks studying salamanders. Best army possible. That's fair. Grey Knights did get a pretty big buff in 11th so far, with most of their weapons ignoring cover because of the psychic keyword. That was a huge thing for them. My Grey Knights are old and tiny and metal, so that they are just going to chill and be, hey, they're fully painted and completed. Here's one of them. This was one of my Grey Knights. This is painted, I want to say early thousands, like 2000, 2001, somewhere around there. This was the Grey Knights I did. Which, you compare this to a, standard Marine.
The __ Minutemen followed your channel.
So, you look like a midget. And thank you for the follow, the Minutemen. Appreciate that. Welcome to painting Chaos Knights. But yeah, Fisher Legs, like, that's my Grey Knights. I have a whole army of them. they're done. I'm not going to bother redoing them. I'm not going to move them onto bigger bases or any of that kind of stuff because I like it. You know, they finished them up. I could say I finished them. They're all the old metal ones because that's what was out for 4th edition. Well, thank you for the compliment. I don't have a setup to stream a game. I don't know how to figure that won't take some effort to figure that out. I mean, I'm set up to do the painting. We do have the means to get the setup. But then we need to have a board and stuff and do all that cool stuff, you know. I'd say if you're looking for a stream to watch, 40K in 40 minutes, realistically, is one of the best for watching real plays. The way they have it in the easily to digest content, and they explain a bit of it, and then they're actually doing a series about learning to play 11th. Because I'm still, you know, it's 11th. It's a brand new edition. There's brand new stuff. So I'm learning it. Because it's all fresh for everybody. But 40K in 40 minutes, I've watched a ton of their stuff. Do enjoy it. I enjoy the way their packaging is, I would say. If you're looking to watch folks play the game. Buddy thought about that. The easy setup would be to Insta360 connecting Twitch cameras itself. Pretty easy with the camera and wide lanes as well. That is true. That does sound like a decent. The Insta360s. The question is, can you zoom on in? Because that's like so.
Fish Level 3G has followed your channel.
Oh, thank you for the follow, Fish with Legs. So this camera here is actually from my photography days, and that's why I'm able to zoom on in and get crispy images of my hands covered in paint. And I've got a lot of lights, and that's the only thing you'd have to be concerned with Fish with Legs is lighting. Doing video requires so much more lighting than people realize. Like good video, that is. Yeah, so we're doing the chaos trim. The Curse of Chaos. Yeah. The wife knows it more than I. She has a studio with lighting. I didn't say it. Oh, because I said so much trim because it's chaos. Button works on the big deck. All right, fair enough. Okay, I'm confused. Did I say the blood for the blood god? Now, are you going with a traditional paint scheme on your salamanders? They're Fish with Legs. Insta360 instead of pushing out cameras I've seen. Bought 4 in 6 months. 5X. Oh, the 4X. 5X. I thought you meant you bought 4X. I'm like, you bought 4 of the cameras? Jeez. You bought a 4 version 4 of the camera. Duh. Ha! Alright, so Fish with Legs. I did professional product photography for years. That's where most of my lighting. That's where most of my stuff was. This is my old camera. This is my my Z6 with the lens and everything on it. I set up my wife's studio for her art and stuff with a lot of the photography things that I did. You invest in that equipment. It's like, damn straight I'm going to use it. Use it for everything. I did motorcycle photography for years. And then wife and I actually first met at a wedding photography studio. Absolutely. I think I've only got a few of the light stands that we haven't used anymore. Like all of our light stands are in use. All my clamps. I've ended up having to pick up more clamps. Yes, I fully agree. It is absolute gold when you remember, like, oh yeah, I got all this crap. I paid money for it. Freaking use it. That's hilarious. And we got all kinds of fun stuff. So, like, there's a box back here that's where that Night Tyrant who's on the turntable is. Then we have fun buttons, like, I've got this button. So you can watch me mix my paints. And then I got that button, so you can watch the puppo. Currently more into landscape, you see a lot of people, but yes, we worked at a wedding photography studio for 3 years, the Paint Boob. We love this thing. Yeah, people are a headache in that regards. That's why I enjoyed the product photography. I was shooting a motorcycle. It wouldn't complain. I mean, the dealership I worked at was a bit of a pain, but the item, hey, that's going to be it. But yeah, the landscape's not going to complain. Well, depending on what's in the landscape, it might want it. You don't know. Too much. I unfortunately had to give up riding due to spinal issues. But my last bike was my apparently it's my secret alt. The last bike I had was my 2015 FZ09. The death machine that it was. It's a great bike. Apparently it's my past self, yes. Nah, past self, because I can't get back into riding. I got too much metal in my spine. 883 is a solid little machine. Ain't nothing wrong with an 883. I had my Harley V-Rod was the only bike I ever really made money on. I sold it for more than I bought it. It was the 100th anniversary V-Rod though, so. Yeah, so I still got my helmets because my wife did my helmets, so. And they're fantastic, and I love them. Hello there, Miniman. And thank you for the follow. I saw that earlier. You doing, phone? But yeah, the motorcycles are a glorious part of time in life. A glorious part of life. And dove headlong into this again. So, trim done. The chaos trim. Thankfully, there's less of it on these because technically these knights are the knight armigers are the Imperial Knight kits because they don't make the executioners in the Chaos Knight kits for war dogs. So I have to use the Imperial versions, which does mean a little less trim. So 04R1, new cams, crank, piston rods, give it a bit more strength for work the Buddy fabricated supercharger. Whew. To in mile strip. That is that's a ripper. Sounds like you're trying to make a H2 before the H2. Now the only I had a Triumph Sprint, which is a 1050 triple. And that went up pretty fast at one point, but nothing like that. I mean, you were on a mile strip, so. All right, I'm cleaning up a little bit of paint that globbed on where I don't want it. So. Well, if you got a supercharger, yeah, you're pushing a crap ton more torque than that bike is used to having, so. Even a little bit of boost is going to make that thing move. And that's the Yamahas with the cross plane is delicious. Yeah, that on my 09. Something about the noise on that bike made was just delightful. We got lots of orc songs going right now. I think the Insta360, like if Insta360 had come out when I was writing and doing the videography stuff, I would have used those instead of the GoPros. I used to do video work for a Ducati club where I would chase them around with all my camera rigs, camera setups and stuff. And just get to follow them along while they ride like idiots and let them pass me. See, I didn't think they're that pretty, to be honest. 11 bikes, good gravy. The Insta360 wasn't around when I was doing this, so I ran with the GoPros. 11. I have 11 bikes. That's more than I've ever had. R1M, fair enough. HP4. I did like Yamahas. That's what my last bike was at my FZ09. She was a happy machine. The dealership, one of the dealerships I was working at, got an H2 that was done up, and it was terrifying. I think my favorite looking bike was probably the old RC8R by KTM, but I couldn't sit on it. Oh, you're a bike mechanic. Fair enough. That makes a lot more sense now. That makes a lot more sense. I'm like, damn, you have 11 bikes. Good gravy. All right, you're a mechanic, so yes. The RC8R was a bit too tall for me. I love it. I think it was one of my favorite looking. I love the way it looked. It's a brilliant machine. But the one that kept dying on me? The one that tried to catch fire? My Triumph tried to... Oh, that was the Triumph. That was the one that tried to catch fire because of a bad rig wreck. That was the one where it went there. It had the rig wreck blowout. Took it in. I mean, it was an '06 Triumph, so you know it wears out. Mechanic swapped it out for a good rig wreck. It's a very good bike mechanic. Like the next day, I was riding around and the rig wreck smoked itself and burned out the wiring harness. And that's when the mechanic contacted the rig wreck manufacturer, and they're like, no, that couldn't have been it. It had to be you. So he sent it into them so they could take a look at it. And they're like, okay, yeah, pay for all the repairs. We'll cover that. Because apparently their rig wreck was bad. And it almost burned my bike to the ground. Thankfully, it started smoking a little bit, and I noticed it. And I just shut it off and pulled it to the side. So it didn't get a chance to really, like, burn. But, yeah. That's the one I traded in for the FZ09. Fun days of raiding. That was the red one. They had the hard bags and they had my logos on it. That was the Triumph. This one I probably put some of the most miles. Then I had the FZ09 after that for the longest. Up until I couldn't. That was the one I sold for the when I couldn't ride anymore. One more side of trim to do. So much trim. It's not like Defiler trim, but you know, there's still a lot. Or the Heldrake. A nightmare that is of chaos trim. So then that means fish with legs. You'll be getting the new Space Marine bikers for your salamanders, since they just showed off the new bikes. It is time for me to take a quick moment. Take a moment. I'm going to brush water out while I take a quick break. Take my meds. I got a call for a refill. There we go. If you want to keep up with, if anyone wants to keep up with the painting and the progress, well, I'm not streaming. Check it out on Blue Sky. So since keep 10th and 11th. And so you got the 11th changed the way you make armies. That was one of the core things. If you enjoy slice of life comics, excuse me, about an orc and his pet squig. Squig is based heavily on that thing and her weird shrimpy positions. Check out Orc and Squig. It's free to see it on Patreon. And it's done by art by Minerva Fox. And you can see her studio lighting. The colors, oh no, they have gold trim on most pieces and look like Miami Vice blue. Fair enough. I am very much against traditional armies for the most part. My Dark Angels are traditional. Just because I do like the way those look. But I love hearing alternative paint schemes and seeing all that stuff because it's just fun. You know, this is your army, paint them the way you want.
Skulls for the Skull Throne.
No, blood for the Blood God. Literally getting comfy. Now you can see these. Okay. All good, hun. We're moving on. I stream most Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Central. I don't think we'll be streaming next Saturday just because we'll probably have some guests over for dinner. So, I'll be doing probably that instead, but then definitely on Sunday, Monday. But that's where if you want to see how things are going with the paint and progress, that's where you follow me in Blue Skies. And if I can get the bits, I will be assembling my last knight, which is the Chaos Knight Lancer. Well, technically a Knight Lancer, but I'll be making him a Chaos Knight Lancer. That one's going to be one of my most dynamic and ambitious customs. So I've got a plan for it. Where it's going to be swinging a giant chain axe for Khorne. And by having the pilot's compartment is going to be bursting. Blood letters are going to be bursting out of it. I've got some fun stuff for the base. So big at some point is forced to stop paying to eat this thing called dinner. Fair enough. I'll thank you for the follow and thank you for sitting and chatting. I'll be on for probably another 50 minutes or so, maybe closer to an hour. If not, catch me tomorrow. Alright, so that piece is... Oh, I'm going to get the bottom. I was going to remember to get underneath. Absolutely. You too, sir. Thank you for following and look forward to hearing and chatting some more. This is the Space Wolf song. Get that said too, because and the back here, because I want these to be. Did I get the back in this thing? I absolutely did. There's been a couple of these ones where I didn't get this bit, and I was like, oh, you got to fix that after the fact. Well, Lula looks so tired right now. Get that, puppers. Alright, so that is that trim. Okay, so that's trimmed up. That done. Done, that done, that done, that done. Alright, so we're good with the Skull Crusher. Screaming Bell. We need Skull Crusher Brasses next. Oof, goodness, neck. Oof, grab a drink. Arrgh. Mix up the paints. Come on. There we go. Nice shading. Slowing it down the Skull Crusher Brass. So, back onto the chassis. We'll jump over here. Pretty much on all these little round bits, like just ways to, break up the silver and everything that's on here. I've been doing Skull Crusher Brass and all these bits. Do the black contrast on all the piping. Get this done. Did I do that one too? I did. Okay. To check the. This little circle. This little circle. This vent thing, I don't know what it actually is. Looks like a vent thingy. Get in here. Okay, and then managed to touch that. I'll have to fix that. That's fine. That's alright. Get these little bits. You gotta do all these little details make just enough of a difference. They break it up just a bit, and it really just helps it have a lot more character. All of them have the Mechanicum cog, even if they're not part of Mechanicum, because there's like the whole. Some knights are loyal to Mars. Some Imperial Knights are loyal to the Emperor. So I want the Omnissiah instead. I guess they're all built as the originalist, construction vehicles back in the days, the STCs. They were all just remembered I have to fast tomorrow, and I cannot have a breakfast, so I have to. Tomorrow morning's gonna be rough. Can't have coffee. Can't have anything until after I get my blood drawn. Thankfully, it'll be at like 7 a.m., so I'm not going to suffer too much. But it is, alas, a part of being old. Along with other tests and stuff that need to happen. Joy. Such is life. Nice trim. So we have about 45 minutes left, I would say. So fortunately, it is a work night. Despite strong desire, how much fun it would be to do this, and only this, I have a day job. So to get the day job done. Still have to be functional for said day job. So vent on this side. Vent thingy. Thankfully, I have to repaint that horn thing anyway, so I don't have to worry about the fact that I just put a bit of gold paint on it. Alright, so I got, take a look at this guy here. Yeah, pretty much got them all. Nope, didn't. Nope, 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 nope. Almost missed the side of the head. There we go. Okay. So that is that. So now I need some Mistral Gray. Ooh. Chugging away. So I'm going to give Mistral Gray because all of the horns and stuff that I want to paint bone-ish or stuff like that, I need to base them in a gray first It's going to be a lot easier to paint over the gray than it is to paint over the black. Or whatever else there is there at that point. So, get the sim. Alright, so. All these spikes and horns and things. Oh, goodness. Excuse me. So let's run some gray. Get this done. Get this done here. I'm gonna put the little spikes back here in this one too. Let's touch that one up a little bit there. Small gray line that I frequently have to look up. Hands are old and sometimes they move in ways I don't want them to. These wood spike. I just realized there's a metal band I want to paint up on the completed one over here. Guess I need to. Excuse me. Just apologize for that. So it's a bit of a cough I've been slowly working over. Had an odd reaction to Skittles gummies of all things. Okay, and then I need to do the cockpit. I will always get the cockpit in a red or glow effect. I need to get in on that lens. Not to worry about going over on that because I will be trimming it up in metal. So all right, there's that. Goodness. Oh, we got a skull here I need to get. So I need to do the get this done up here. Get the eyes and the head. Probably brain stop there. Alright, so that's that. Do these spines. Kind of horn things going on here. This is going to be done up in bone, so I need to get them grayed up first. This done up. So once we painting over the metal is going to be a little harder to get the. So I'm going to use Wraithbone on this afterwards, and it's easier to get Wraithbone over the gray than it is Wraithbone over the Leadbelcher. So there's that. That done up there. Well, the eyes. I did the other one in a glowy fluorescent red. I might do this one in a different color. Just to get a little variety, maybe like a green. We've got some awesome inks from the Vallejo Squidmar sets. I could do it in something other than the red. There you go. Okay, that's that. That's all the gray items. Now let's get some Black Templar contrast out. Because I need to start doing the black I do for all like the pistons and things on these guys. This is kind of a consistent thing I've had going on for all the Chaos Knights so far. Mix it up a bit. It's at the end of its life, but no sense in letting it otherwise. There we go. Nice thing about the contrast is that since they're the thinner paint, it's a lot easier to get them into, or in little nooks and crannies and stuff. Instead of having to go over it so much with like a base. Base is hard as heck to get in on those, but the contrasts make it a bit easier. Just kind of wrap the brush around those areas. Just put a little bit of contrast on and run it over these cables. And also allows the highlights to kind of shine through a little bit, which is what I want. I don't want them completely black. So you run just a bit in there. There we go for the other leg, piston thing. Like a hydraulic piston thingy for the legs. This in here, there's the little pistons. Try not to mess up my brush too much. that there. This. Guess, I don't know what kind of cables, power cables, whatever cables on these. I think what I need to do. You got the crotch cabling, because why wouldn't it have crotch cabling? Don't know, but apparently they have crotch cabling. Get at the crotch cabling from all angles. Okay. And you got the cables over here on these pistons, autocannons. Because the War Dog Executioners use the autocannons. I hope you guys don't get nerfed, because they were pretty much not used. But with 11th, the War Dogs have an ability. And these guys, their ability was they ignore cover, which is a huge improvement. 11th, because and their weapons are only AP -1, which isn't as punishing, or AP -1 is a lot stronger than it used to be. So now that they've got longer range, they have a 48-inch range, which is decent amount of attacks. I think they're 2 damage each, or 3 damage each. If you have a unit spotting or units not hidden, these War Dog Executioners now can really do some damage on them, since they don't get the benefit of cover. Those I want to do different, so. Oh man. Alright, let's take a look. You do lead belcher painting in that. Just gonna mix up your metallics. Nice line. Cleaning up tweezers. There we go. Oh, that's cool custom land speeder. If anyone's enjoying the music, check out Manotha Music Tributes. He has been so generous to allow me use of his Warhammer themed music for my stuff. So now I'm doing the kind of lead metallic cleanup work on some of the stuff up here. Just basically the bits around the pilot's compartment window It's not like how they view it, because they view through the... They connect into the machine spirit and view through the eyes of the machine. I don't know what the window's for, really. But I'm using it. Get the chains also, get all the red and stuff off. Chains definitely got hit with some contrast. So I will clean that up. Get this going here. Legs are asleep. These all done up. Yeah, so those two tight. So I had that's the same one as those. I might have to re-glue that chain down, see how it is. I try to mostly fix the chains with glue. I don't want them loose and generally flopping around because it's going to rub and potentially scrape paint off of things. So if I'll, especially since I used actual metal chain from a hobby store. I think it was from Michaels. But it works. It worked very well on the Knight Tyrant there. He's got the chains coming up out of the base. Yes, it's already... Fix that up. Alright. So that's that. So now I need to do... Uh-oh. And I'm getting bots. The abominable intelligence is attacking me. Using some lead belcher to clean up some of the areas here where I got a little bit of the Cygor brown on. Do that. Actually, I think I'll do those in the trim color. It'd be kind of nice. Oh, excuse me. Gonna do just like the pieces here. You can do them in the trim, same color as the trim. I think it would look nice. And kind of get it all together. So take these like brackets for these horns and get them all done up in the same screen bell I was using for the rest of the trim. Get this on top. Yeah, that looks nice. Titan song. I like this one. Some of those things, like if I had untold money, I would get myself a Warlord Titan. Just to do it up. Not really good in game in any way, but be fun to do it. Okay, so now we got the kind of these trim pieces done up. Not trim pieces, but these horns done in the same color as the trim on the rest of the War Dog. So that works out. So doing it right. Oh, goodness. I am exhausted today. Oh. Oh. Ooh. Excuse me. I see some bits in here. Get some more blood belcher. Nope. Lead belcher. That take care of. That's good. So I need to do them. Now, where do I want to go next? I need to let the carapace dry. Let's move over here to the base real quick. Do I need the bigger brush? Yeah, that's dry, so get some Abaddon Black out. Some Abaddon Black, getting that out. And then the brush in my hands. It's the hardest part. Scoop out a ton of this black. Take a bit of that off the brush. Okay, we're going to do on all these bases, I do black around the rocks here. Back that up a little bit. This is two-part done so that it can add a bunch of depth, kind of adds depth to the sides, like shadows and stuff would be in the water. Also adds another layer of, hopefully this stops the cork from absorbing anything. So it's going to kind of rough this in here. So get that done up here. Get this in here. Just do more than I think. Like I always grab not enough for this because there's so much texture in here. It takes more paint than you would think. So many little cavities and nooks and crannies and stuff on here. It's hard to get it in there, so kind of just go back and forth, making sure to get at the base where the cork is hitting the base itself. Like right there, it kind of needs to get under there. There's a piece where the bit where the cork pulled up a little, so get it in there. And the black will add another little, just protection. So there's a blob of blue there that didn't see. Gotta hit it at all these different angles. So you can see it's slowly getting around. Guessing the base for the Lancer is going to take a stream in and of itself if to see how I'm going to do that one. I think I'm on standing on the rock. Like I don't want him in the resin like I did with the Tyrant. That one was just too. It was a bit more of a challenge. Turned out good, but that was a challenge on that one to make him be coming out of the ice like he is. Okay, so now onto the other rock. Hopefully this is enough black. I might have to grab some more. Let's see in a moment. Veteran piece called Veteran. These bits where I go over the blue too much of the black, I'll be touching that up with more blue once it's dry. Might have enough. I think we'll see. We'll see. See, ain't got enough. Alright, don't have to get any more black. That's good. Just enough. We're on fumes here for this. Spots I missed. So all around. That looks good there. That looks good there. Alright, so that's the black trim on the base done. So now the next step would be getting the texture paint on. And once this is still a little squishy, so once that's fully dried up, then I'll touch up all these areas around here with the blue again. And then it'll be ready to get sealed up with tape and ready for a resin pour, which is good because this guy is pretty much done except for the base. So let's clean this up. Okay, cleaning brushes. Now I should clean up. Clean up. Just take care of your tools and take care of you. Plain and simple. Oof. Oh, man. At this point, I also think I might call it a few minutes early tonight because I'm kind of tired. I had a very busy day with new computer stuff and everything for wifey, so feeling a bit tired. So we got done a lot today, though. Tonight I got the pretty much most of the paint on this guy. I do need to work more on the bloodletter, but I can work on him. Got the red on, I got the trim done. We finished hitting this guy with the Cygor Brown, dry brushed him up. So then that leaves for tomorrow. I'll be doing a lot of like detail work where I gotta do the guns, where they'll be the red and blue like these. These autocannons have the red and blue on them. So I'll be getting the Flesh Tearers red, and I think it's Sirman blue I was using there. Both autocannons, both sides. I'll shade them up because I need to put in shades on all these Skullcrusher brass parts to bring them down. I got to do something fun for the eye. I did a nice fluorescent one there. I think I might do a green. Yeah, I think a green would be fun on there. I've got... I do need to dry brush. And... oh, I did actually make that red. So I got to dry brush and red up the Melta. And then orange it and shade up the canisters there. Bloodletter's going to get his Warplock bronze blade and Skullcrusher brass hilt. A little cleanup on there. So, then for the... I got to do the white dry brush on all these little spikes and bits so I can do snakebite leather contrast over them. Do a little trim touch up here and there. Need to clean up a little bit of dots here and there. And then do the eye with something. And I've got to do shading on this as well. Then I'll be ready to assemble. So I'm thinking tomorrow I'll start off by getting the the texture paint on this, because this will be dried up and ready for the texture paint. Which is Lunar Desert by AK's stuff. And I'll be able to really get going in it. So just a few minutes early tonight. As always, if you're looking for a fun slice-of-life comic about an orc and his pet squig, we are all orc. Squig is based off of that puppers there. Check out Orc and Squig by art by Minerva Fox or Minerva Fox Art. I stream every Saturday, Sundays, and Mondays, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Central. So I'll be on tomorrow. We'll get more progress. We'll pretty much, I'm guessing we'll finish up this other executioner tomorrow, for the most part. And then Tuesday, during the week, I'll get the bases done. And work on my Nurglings. I got 3 Nurgling bases over here to do. I do have a Knight Lancer right here up on the shelf behind me to get done. I need bits. I'll be ordering some bits in a bit. That's a weird picture. Thank you. Ordering some bits for it to make it unique and what I want for these. But with that, thank you everybody for sitting and hanging and chatting, and thank you for all the new followers. And I will see you tomorrow. Good night.